Hey friends, Terry here. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. So what I've got here today is some Scentsy content. Scentsy wax. We've got the Scents of the Seasons collection. I've got my warm reviews coming up. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on this collection after I warm the bars, stay tuned. Okay guys, so if you caught my cold sniff reviews, you know my thoughts and rankings on these scents on cold, but if not, I will try the video. It depends on if I load this video from my phone or from my computer. From my computer, I have more options when it comes to YouTube, and I can card my videos, and on my phone I can't. So I have to remember that once I'm on my computer to go back and add that card, and I'm not very good at remembering, to tell you the truth. So if I ever refer to a card and one doesn't pop, that's probably what happened. But it's easy enough to find. It was very recent. So if you like, refer to that video to see what my cold sniffs were and my rankings were. And I will tell you, my rankings have changed now that I've warmed the wax. So let's get started. I'm going to pull the scent notes here so I have them. The set is retailing for $25. You do get 5 bars, so you get a little bit of a discount if you purchase a set, because normally the bars are $6 a piece, which would equate to $30. I'm going to turn down the light on this so I'm not lighting up like a ghost here. I sometimes forget to do that. The Scents of the Season set is one of those collections that comes out each year around this time of the year, early November, and it's just always packaged beautifully. The packaging just makes me smile. It's really lovely. The colors are lovely. They kind of throw in a little bit of everything. And in this case, we really do have a little bit of everything. For the most part, I think it's a pretty good collection. I try to keep in mind that, you know, just because I don't love something doesn't mean someone else doesn't love something, because that's just the way it goes in home fragrance. We don't all love the same scents, and that's fine. So I try to keep an open mind. I do think this is pretty much, this pretty much includes a little something for everyone. I do also think that this collection is better than the holiday collection, in my personal opinion. I didn't think the holiday collection was that great, and I did have some in that collection that didn't perform very well. I will say all these bars performed fine. I had no problem getting a read on them. I didn't have to use a ton of wax to get a read on them. So as far as performance, I'm pretty happy with this set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about these in the order of what I liked least all the way up to what I liked best. So we will start with, actually, the 2 bottom could be interchanged because I had a really hard time figuring out which one I liked the least. Neither scent was actually bad. I didn't hate either scent. So it wasn't one of those deals where, you know, I threw the wax in, I was like, oh, this is horrid. No, I didn't have that problem at all. I just didn't love these, and that is mainly just scent preference. So these could totally be your favorites on warm. I think I remember watching Brett's video, and he was talking about Christmas Tree Farm was one of his favorites. It's not one of mine. So case goes to show, depending on what your scent preferences are, these may be your tops, but these were my bottom. Like I said, they weren't horrible. I just wouldn't repurchase them again based on my scent preference. So, in last place, and again, this number 5 and number 4 could be interchanged because I kind of like them both about the same. Cabin Cuddles. Yeah, I think this was my number 3 on my cold sniffs. Beautiful slate blue wax. I only used 2 cubes. I think I may have only used 2 cubes on all of these. I used 3 on one of them, but that's because it was a lighter sound cold. I actually didn't need 3 on that one, but I went ahead with 3, so we'll talk about that one. So Cabin Cuddles is fresh mountain air, citrusy bergamot, herbal lavender, and subtle white sandalwood. So this one I was a little scared of when I saw that lavender note and that bergamot note, because those are 2 scent notes that I don't usually love. Lavender especially. I don't love lavender. But on my cold sniffs, I didn't really pick up the lavender. And I will say on warm, I didn't really detect a lot of lavender either. So, not a lot. I will say the bergamot to me is the strongest note here. And it definitely comes across as your citrusy bergamot, but at the same time, it doesn't it leans cologne. So this is definitely your masculine cologne type of scent. So I think if you like those type of scents, you'll enjoy this one. On cold, I kind of almost thought, I like Dashing that has like mahogany and vanilla. This has, that sandalwood to tone it down. So I was thinking maybe it would kind of give me something like that, but stronger. Because even though I love Dashing, it's not very strong. I ended up taking it out of my club because it's not the greatest performer. But this was very much a cologne vibe. And I'm just not huge into cologne scents. So wasn't really my jam. But performance, so strong. Like I said, 2 cubes. I tested everything in my average size bedroom. My daughter's old bedroom. I did a mixture between using, I pretty much used my Fern Leaves Warmer every time. Which is a, a hot plate from Better Homes and Gardens. And I mixed it up between a couple of Scentsy warmers. At some points, I used my Simply Diamond, which is a full-size, very small 12-watt element warmer. Sometimes I use my Sunset Sands warmer, which is a 40-watt Edison bulb warmer, glass warmer, shallow, wide dish. And sometimes I use my Glimmer and Glow warmer, which is a 15-watt element warmer. That's the one that has the fairy lights inside the lantern. So I mixed it up between those, and all the warmers did great. All the wax did great, like I said. And this one was an exceptional performer. So if those are your types of scents, I think you'll really enjoy Cabin Cuddles. Masculine, cologne, fresh, clean. It's a vibe for sure. And I know a lot of you out there do like that. I'm just not one of them. It's kind of interesting. Well, yeah, I guess it does make sense that it's called Cabin Cuddles, because it's like a sexy scent. So Cabin Cuddles. Okay, number 4, and again, this could be 5. Christmas Tree Farm. Beautiful sage wax. This one was also another great performer. I would say the strongest was Cabin Cuddles, and this next one that I'm about to talk about, they were definitely my strongest performers, but everything else did well. This one did pretty well too. So Christmas Tree Farm is interesting because these are almost listed on the Scentsy page in the order that I chose them. Icy Cool Air, Fraser Fir Trees, Sparkling Bergamot, and an earthy hint of white moss. Again, that wasn't my favorite on cold. I think I might have even put this in last place on cold. Can't remember for sure, but this one very much translates to the same kind of scent on warm that it smells like on cold to me. I got some notes here, so you'll see me looking down. This to me was a very fresh, clean, outdoorsy scent. The bergamot is bright and citrusy. Not quite masculine. It's more bright, citrusy, fresh, and clean. But not leaning soapy. This one here, honestly, I think it actually smells a little bit better to me on cold than it does on warm. When it warms up, I start to get that, and I did mention this in my cold sniff video, but I start to get almost that little bit of like a menthol-y vibe. I didn't mention menthol in my cold sniffs, but I mentioned a eucalyptus vibe, and that is kind of the same thing to me. I am not a big eucalyptus fan. And not to say that this smells like eucalyptus, but it kind of leans that way where it's kind of nasal clearing. It's fresh and clean, but it also kind of leans nasal clearing, almost menthol-y in the end. It has a little bit of a tree note. You do pick up the tree note. But it's mixed in with those other notes that almost kind of make this smell like it's a tree-scented cleaner. Not my favorite by any means. But like I said, I was watching Brett's video and he loves this one. So you may love it. Your mileage may vary for sure. Again, strong performer. So Christmas Tree Farm, not really for me. Not my favorite tree scent, and I do love me some tree scents, but I'm more into the warm kind of trees. Give me some cinnamon with my tree. Give me some bright orange or cranberry with my tree, or just give me straight up tree, not all these bergamot notes or anything like that. But that one was okay. Just don't need it again. Cranberry Christmas Cake. my number 3 bar, Bright Dark Red Wax. So me and Scentsy's Cranberry kind of have a love-hate relationship. I often do not love Scentsy's Cranberry. And I had mentioned in my cold sniffs that I feel like I don't hear that from a lot of people, that a lot of people get upset that Scentsy does away with their cranberry scents, which it does seem like they do. But it also seems like they bring out a lot of cranberry scents to me. But someone mentioned in my video that they also were thinking they may not like Scentsy's Cranberries. That was interesting. So sounds like I'm not alone, but there is something about Scentsy's Cranberry that often gives me a very waxy smell. And I will say, although I didn't get that strongly in this scent, I did get that a little bit. So this did end up making it into my number 3, but at the same time, not a big love for me, but I will enjoy the rest of the bar. So scent notes are creamy vanilla, cranberry jam, and sweet ruby crystals. So this one, again, very much smells on warm like it does on cold. Again, I'll pull my notes out. So I have down here, this was a very strong cranberry. It was very strong. You get very little vanilla on warm, and that is absolutely true. So that said, the interesting thing here is, though, I feel like I get a little bit of a bakery note. So it's kind of an oxymoron, because I'm telling you, I don't smell a lot of that vanilla, but I kind of get like a bakery note. It does kind of almost register to me like a cake, which I did not get when I smelled it on cold. But there's something about it. Maybe not a cake, but almost like a bread note, a slight bread note. It could be the power of suggestion. It could be because it's called Cranberry Christmas Cake. Maybe I think I'm smelling cake. But I feel like I get a little bit of a bakery note. I will say cranberry jam for sure. Like 90% you're getting cranberry. 90%. The other 10% is where I'm getting whatever is coming across to my nose is that bakery note. I'm guessing that's the vanilla, but it's not like a very creamy scent, if that makes any sense. Not a love for me. Love the packaging. Wish it was a love because, you know, Scentsy doesn't bring a ton of bakery out for us. So when I come across a bakery scent, I want to love it. It's okay. It's okay. And like I said, I will finish this. I will enjoy it. It is a powerhouse. Super strong. This is the second scent I was talking about. Cabin Cuddles and this, they were the powerhouses here. Very strong. And all these scents lasted all day. No problem. Probably could have taken me into the second day easily. But yeah, this one was a powerhouse. That is Cranberry Christmas Cake. My number 2 bar was Sweet Christmas Lily. I know. A floral as my number 2. What the heck is wrong with me? This is the one I used 3 cubes, as you can see. To be fair, I started with 2 and I could smell it. I could smell it with 2, but I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to spread it to one more warmer because I was using one warmer across the room, one warmer on this side of the room. So I kind of did the triangle effect where I opened up another warmer at the other end of the room. So I put this in my Simply Diamond, I put this in my Sunset Sands, and I put this in my Fern Leaf. So I had to go in all 3. This has notes of candied sugar, pink amber, and delicate white lily. You guys, this scent, it's lovely. Now, there's no doubt about it. This is floral. You do get the lily, and it's very, very noticeable. But on warm, this just opens up into this beautiful, soft scent. It's not very strong, but it's not light, if that makes sense. It's a softer, more gentle, subdued scent. But it's there, and you notice it. And honestly, I think if it was stronger, this may be too much. This may become cloying. This may become headache-inducing. But yet, at the intensity that it is, I think it's perfection. Let me see what I put in my notes here. So I say this is a sweet, pretty floral. It screams delicate, soft, gentle, but it's not light. I really like it, but I feel like this is a warmer weather scent. I don't feel like this is a Christmas one, but for those of you out here that are not seasonal melters, this will do you just fine. You warm what you feel like. This will do you just fine. But this one, I may put this in my club just to pick up a couple more bars because I think it's really pretty. But I wouldn't warm this in the winter. No, this one to me is a spring, summer kind of scent. But very beautiful. Kind of leaning almost to body care, but more floral than body care. But that amber just gives it a really, really pretty sweetness. And I really like it. So, Sweet Christmas Lily. My number one bar, you won't be surprised, it was my number one on cold sniffs too. And my number one, I'm doing this in my bedroom today. My same bedroom I've been testing in, so not my personal bedroom, but this one is so good, you guys. Sugared Peppermint Flurries. Just when I think I don't need any more mint scents in my club, Scentsy goes and does a mint scent that's just a little bit different than my other mint scents. They're killing me. So sweet marshmallow, sugar crystals, and peppermint. There's just something about the sweetness in this one. It's so interesting because the peppermint is there and it just sits there warming up and it starts to take that little climb to that nasal clearing peppermint that I don't always love. But then that marshmallow, and it doesn't say vanilla, but I swear it's got some vanilla. It could be the marshmallow messing with me. But that marshmallow, vanilla, sugar crystals, whatever they're calling them, it kind of kicks in and it says, hey, I'm here and you've got to tone yourself down a little bit. And it does. It tones it down a little bit. It still fights a little bit because the peppermint is still saying, I'm strong. I'm the stronger note here and I'm going to win this argument. But at the same time, that sweet marshmallow is reminding it, hey, share the spotlight, friend. Share the spotlight. It's so good. It's so good. I mentioned in my cold video, this is not like your buttermint type of scent. It definitely doesn't have that butteriness about it. It is like your almost nasal clearing peppermint toned down a bit by that sweet vanilla marshmallows and all that sweet sugar that's in there. But this one makes me think a little bit of Bath and Body Works peppermint. What was it called? It's not the one that's out this year. Ugh, it's going to kill me. Let me look it up. Peppermint bark. I think it's called peppermint bark. Yeah, peppermint bark. So if you've had this candle from Bath and Body Works, this guy. I love this candle. I know this one was a little bit too much for people. It doesn't smell exactly like this. And it does not go anywhere near the area of where this goes because this one was high intensity. That one I could see people thinking was cloying. And even myself, who loves uber sweet things, that one can be a little bit too much after a while. I usually warm it for about an hour. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I got my dose. But what I'm trying to say is that this one almost smells like it has a little bit of white chocolate in there. And that's not in the scent notes, but I swear I'm getting like this sweet white chocolate confection. And I ain't mad about it. I love this. So that's the little note to me that makes this just a tad bit different than Scentsy's other peppermints. I love it. It's going in my club. I don't need something else to go in my club, but this one's going in there. That is Sugared Peppermint Flurries. Again, the performance is stellar. Peppermint scents usually are. It's doing great. But again, those two, Cranberry Christmas Cake and Cuddles, if you like boomer performances, those two are super strong. Those two are definitely taking you into your second day. No problem. This one I've only been doing for the morning, so I don't know the strength on this one. If I may edit this video soon. So it depends. If I do post it tonight, I'll do an update above and let you know how it is at the end of the day. But I can't speak to the longevity of this one yet because I just started warming it. But those other scents, they're going to take you into day 2. This floral scent probably would as well, but I don't think it would be, I don't want to say as strong because it's not really a strong scent, but as strong the second day. All right, guys, that's my thoughts. That's my ranking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's my ranking on the scents of the season. If you have tried any of these, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, as I always do. And guys, I'm going to wrap this up because I have a couple more videos to put out this morning, and I've got some laundry to do. So, and I don't know if you got background noise in here. I'm lucky the dogs haven't barked because I got my window open. We are on November 16th. Well into November. And it's like 75 degrees out. If I wanted to live in Florida, I would live in Florida. You know what I'm saying? I'm so over this crap. I'm so over this crap. Let me tell you. This crap where we go from summer, 95 degrees, to 2 weeks of fall, and then summer again, then winter. I'm so over it. I'm so over the weather. As a girl who loves fall, it makes me grumpy. I know, I've shared. You guys know my thoughts on this, but 75 degrees, and it was the same yesterday. In fact, it got up to 78 in the house, and I was like, I'm not turning that freaking air on. That ain't happening. So the fans went on. I still have 2 fans upstairs. I have 2, like, heavy-duty fans upstairs. I keep them up here for white noise for the dogs when I'm at work. Because Domino, if he's in pitch quiet, he will bark at everything because he hears everything. He's a little scaredy cat, scaredy dog. And so he hears things and he gets scared. And so I have to have white noise, radio, something going for him. The fans I usually turn around so they're not like circulating air on him or anything like that. But anyway, you didn't tune in to hear all that, but I'm just over this hot weather. But yeah, I've put all my fans away and now I've got to use them again. I think we're supposed to go back into the 60s this week, so let's hope so. Let me know in the comments below how the weather is in your neck of the woods. And guys, I'm going to finish this up, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.